You're listening to the Behind the Booth podcast with DJ iSizzle, where music, weddings, and unforgettable stories come to life. And now your host, DJ iSizzle.
What's going on, my fan sizzles? It's DJ iSizzle. It is great to see you. Thank you so much for checking out the iSizzle Behind the Booth podcast. It is always great to have you here. And today we have some absolutely great things to talk about. But before we get into that, as always, let's do our 5 questions. Let's get it going.
5 questions for DJ iSizzle.
What is my favorite movie quote? I'm going to have to go with a classic. I'm going to go with Dirty Dancing. No one puts baby in a corner. It's just a great classic line. Patrick Swayze, still a classic all-time actor. So, let me take, what else we got here? If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? I think I've answered this one before, but I'm going to say tacos. I'm going to say tacos on this one. What's a song I love that surprises people? Wannabe by the Spice Girls. That one always just shocks people. Like out of nowhere, it just drops. And you're just like, whoa, what is it? Oh my gosh, are you doing this? That's a great one. Let's see here. Who is my dream collaboration artist? I would say Justin Bieber would definitely be my one of my top choices. His style and range is so cool. Like, I feel like you could pretty much just give him any sort of beat, any sort of song idea, and he could just completely flip it and make it a hit. Like, his career is just crazy how much it's progressed since he first started to where he is now. So I would definitely say that would be one of my artists. What was your very first job before DJing? I was an ice cream scooper at an ice cream stand. And we also did, this was like, I was like 14 or 15 years old. We also went to like county fairs and we would set up and we'd be the guys scooping ice cream and stuff. So it was a pretty fun job. I learned a lot about talking to people, just different types of people. I learned about great customer service. So yeah, let's move on to segment number 1.
Wedding reality check. What do you recommend, DJ iSizzle?
The sparkler send-off save. All right, so a lot of weddings, especially in summer and towards the fall time in the Northwest, we love sparkler send-offs. So there's one thing about them, though, that by the end of the night, when you do a sparkler send-off and you've been partying for like 5-6 hours at a wedding, it is hard to get everybody back together, to get everybody together for that last moment. I mean, they could be all the way across like the entire venue. They could be outside. They could be somewhere else. They've had a few drinks. So sometimes they don't go as planned. So what I would tell a couple, if you're planning on doing a sparkler send-off and you are planning on having a few drinks with your friends and family, is that allow them a little bit of time to get everybody together. So don't think everybody's just going to be like right there. All of a sudden, they're just going to be like showing up. So it might happen, but from my experience, take some time, allow at least 10 minutes to get everybody back together. I always prepare like another 4 or 5 songs. I'll keep playing. A lot of times, a couple will come up to me and they'll say, all right, we're ready to do our sparkler send off. And I'll be like, okay. And they'll be like, give me a few minutes. Okay. We got to go do something real quick. I'm like, and I'm always like, yep, I got another 20 minutes ready to go. We'll be good. So, and that's another thing as a DJ, always have extra music prepared for the end of the night. Like what you want to do for your final set, even if you don't use it, just always make sure that you're prepared, because if you're prepared, it just makes everything better. You never want to like run out of music. And you never want to not have that in set of really good songs. So I highly recommend that. All right. Segment number 2.
Dance Floor Diaries. Tell us more, DJ iSizzle.
All right. So I think we've talked about this before, but for some reason, grandma, she'll steal the show. And this was a night that, I did my yeah. I did, are we having a good time tonight? Let me hear you say yeah. Got the whole crowd, yeah. I said, no. Are we having a good time tonight? Let me hear you say yeah. And I think I heard grandma get really loud and she was like, yeah. And I dropped yeah. And man, she just got out there and got everybody going. I mean, it became a dance circle. I think it became something greater than you could even imagine. Like, it was better than a movie. Like, it was so cool to watch. And just watching her just get everybody amped up, it was just really fun. All the excitement, the guests fed off of the excitement. And I think that something unexpected like that really does, um, it just creates a great memory. And it's something that you'll talk about for years. And I don't know. I just think it's great. So, all right. Segment number 3.
Your wedding energy hack. Tell us more, DJ iSizzle.
Today's tip is to build momentum with mini surprises. And that's like little, like small things I've seen that are really cool. And that's maybe there's a shot, like right in reception, the couple will come out and say, hey, let's do a shot with one of the tables. And it doesn't have to be like a full shot, but it can be like a shot of a little bit of something. These are the nights that really turn out well. These are the weddings that are really fun. And I love to DJ these kind of weddings because I'll just be like playing like reception music and all of a sudden I'll hear them like, oh yeah. And just kind of look over. It'll be the whole table will just be taking a shot and you'll hear laughter. And um, that's when you know it's going to be a good night. So little things like that are really fun. If you give out glow sticks a little bit earlier in the evening, say you start handing out glow sticks before the party really gets going, that can be a lot of fun. If a couple ever comes up to me and says, hey, here's some glow sticks, and you hand them out, get them going, man. Just get the glow sticks out as soon as you can. It gets everybody prepared. It gets everybody hyped up. And it's just kind of a nice, like, makes you feel comfortable when you're dancing. It gives you something to do. Like if you don't know how to dance or if you haven't really danced at a wedding before, you haven't really partied too much, you have a little glow stick and you can kind of wave it back and forth and you can just have fun. And most of those, like the good glow sticks, they have like 3 different settings. So you can have fun with the settings. I don't know. It's it's just a little thing that you can do as a wedding energy hack. So, all right, segment number 4.
Request roulette. Do you take requests, DJ iSizzle?
So this is becoming one of my favorite segments. This is the request roulette. And at a recent wedding, I had somebody shout out, Return of the Mack, play Return of the Mack. I was like, that's a total throwback. And normally, like, I'll save that song. Like, I'll play it earlier in the evening. I don't really feel like it's one of those songs that's like great for like a party dance floor. But sometimes when you're DJing, you have to like put in these unexpected songs, especially when it comes to requests, and guests will request some random stuff you'll never even think about. And that's a good thing. And that's a very good thing. And as a great wedding DJ, you have to know how to like work requests in there. And Return of the Mack has a great like open. It's very iconic. It just hits hard. And that's one of those songs where like if you know how to like end a song, give it a little breath, then you drop Return of the Mack. And that's one of those songs like you can mix it in, but I feel like it's going to have more effect if you just drop it in. So that's something that I actually need to start mixing that one more into peak hours. But normally I mix it in like cocktail hour because it's kind of a safer bet, because I don't know like how you really dance to Return of the Mack. I mean, it's more singable, I guess, but I always think about songs like, how do you really dance to this? Like, if I don't know how to dance, how would I dance to this? But Return of the Mack is actually a really, really a great song from the 90s. So if you have a crowd that loves 90s and they love R&B and they love sing-alongs, I think that's a great song for peak hour. So, all right, we're going to go to segment number 5.
Track of the episode. Play us a banger, DJ iSizzle.
All right, segment number 5. This one is the track of the episode. And my track for this episode is We Light Up by DJ iSizzle featuring Ebony Joy. It's high energy, uplifting, and perfect for getting every generation on the dance floor. It's got a great hook. It's still kind of new, so some may or may not know it. But I love dropping this song because it's like, we light up on the weekends. We light up, me and my friends. We light up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a fun sing along song, and it has great energy to it. And it's just a great hype song. But it's by this guy, DJ iSizzle. You should definitely check him out. He's got some great music. And that brings us to segment number 6, which is iSizzle Music Update Fitness Spotlight.
iSizzle Music Update. Fresh drops and big news.
All right. So, my track of this episode from iSizzle Music, this is a track I made almost a year ago now. And it's called Gravity. And it's really just about letting go of your fears. And for some reason, this song just started making its rounds into like fitness. And I go to Zumba classes like once a week. And for some reason, they started playing this for ab workouts. And I dread ab workouts, but I love the effects after I get done with them. I love to get like a 6-pack ab and I love to look ripped. So the song I made is about 2 minutes, and you put it on and you do planks, you do runners, climbers, jumpers, pretty much all the stuff that's really like unenjoyable. But the results are great at the end. Whenever I do it for 2 minutes, if I can hold a plank for a minute, 30 seconds, whatever it takes, even if I can just hold it for the 2 full minutes of the song, I feel really great. And trying to do a plank, if you haven't done a plank in years, it's really fun. And I actually recommend trying a few planks here and there. Just try it for like a minute, 60 seconds if you can. And you'd be surprised. Like, you can actually hold up pretty well. But if you do the plank, make sure you check out Gravity by DJ iSizzle. This is a great song. It's a building song, and it's really fun. You know, it was really fun watching the class do the song, do like ab workouts to the song, and then at the end of the song they're like, oh, that was terrible. They're like, but the song was pretty good. I like the song. I was like, oh, that's cool. And of course, you know, the teacher, she's like, oh, that's DJ iSizzle's song. And I'm like, don't tell them that's my song. They don't they hate doing ab workouts. They're gonna hate the song. But I'm very appreciative, and I love the fact that it gets played during Zumba class. And it might get played during other Zumba classes for as far as I know. But yeah, I feel very lucky and very blessed. So that is your iSizzle Music Update. Moving on, shall we? All right, this is segment number 7. It's our Spotlight Shoutout.
Spotlight Shoutout. Who is the best in the Northwest? DJ iSizzle.
And today's Spotlight Shoutout goes to Lynn Films. Lynn Films. She and her team, I met her last year, and I actually met her before on Instagram, and her work is absolutely phenomenal. And every time I check my Instagram and her stuff shows up, I always love it. I always make a comment. It's usually the fire emoji or the love fire emoji. I'm a huge believer in that. Whenever I see vendors that work in the same industry, I always support them, especially out here in the Northwest. And she is really super cool. We had a couple conversations during the wedding back and forth, and you know, sometimes you know, at certain weddings, vendors will get our own tables in the back. And it's kind of nice because you can let the guests and the bride and groom, or the groom and bride, um, you can let them relax and you can let them do their thing, with all their friends and family and their guests and stuff. And, you know, the vendors can just kind of take a break for 30, 40 minutes. And we got to do that. And it was absolutely, the food was amazing for one, but she was like super cool. And it was really nice to talk to videographers, to talk to photographers, but her in general, like, you could tell like she cares about every detail, and she has done a lot of weddings in the last few years. I can definitely tell by the work. And everything from her cinematic photography, like videography, is really just top tier. And I don't think there would be there's a like it's just such beautiful work. And I would say as a couple, if you're getting married and you want to get your wedding videography done to your wedding, I would highly recommend Lynn Films for all those needs. I mean, I just yeah, every time I see her work, man, I just have nothing but good things to say about it. So yes, Lynn Films. Make sure you check her out. I know she's on Instagram. I'm sure she has a website. I have not checked out her website, but like I said, I follow her on social media. She's super cool. She reached out before we actually did the wedding to all the vendors, and she sent an email out and said, "Hey, let's follow each other, let's support each other, we're all in this together." So I thought that was really cool. So yeah, so that is my spotlight shout out of the week. All right, and now it is time for our outro.
Final thoughts. I'm going to miss you, DJ iSizzle.
But before we get into our outro, I just want to say that this is one of my favorite times of the year. I love fall time in the Northwest. Uh, you can go to so many different festivals out here. I get hired for such cool Halloween events. I'm going to be up at the castle in Arlington. I'm totally looking forward to this castle Halloween event. I should be getting a couple more hires here. Sometimes I get last minute hires to go in and work different shows for whether it be like nurses or doctors or different types of events for hospitals as well. So, and then as well as we do a lot of glow light events for the kids. So this is really one of my favorite times of the year because as much as I love weddings, they take so much work to prepare for. And don't get me wrong, Halloween events and all these other ones take a lot of time to prepare for. But the nice thing about like Halloween shows and different shows is like you can go in there and play like 4 hours of music and turn the party up for a couple hours. Whereas weddings, you have to be there for a good 15 hours, like a 15-hour day from travel to set up to everything. It's a good 15-hour day to do a wedding. Whereas these other events, you can probably get away with like 10 hours, but you still do have a lot of, you still do have a lot of prep time as far as like putting your playlist together, putting your structure together, as far as how you want the energy to flow throughout the evening. As well as you do need to set up really well. And I've got some really cool lighting this year. So I'm excited to try the lighting out for, different Halloween shows and everything. So yeah, I'm excited. And if you guys have some excitement for this time of the year, this season, whether it be pumpkin fields, whether it be corn mazes, whether it be trick or treating, Halloween costumes, whatever it may be. Actually, what are you guys doing this year for Halloween? Are you guys dressing up, or do you even dress up? I have a Jack skeleton. I'll have to wear it next week. I'm gonna wear it next week. I'm gonna wear it for like 2 weeks before Halloween, but it's one that I use when I DJ different Halloween events or festivals. But it's a Jack skeleton, nice little sports coat, and it glows in the dark. It's got skeletons all over the top. I will bring it out next week. It's really cool. It's Pepsi got it for me. She's like, you'd look really good in this if you wore this for one of your events. And she bought it for me, and it was like triple XL for some reason. They only had in like one or two sizes. We ordered it off like the Disney website, and they only had like two sizes. It was like extra small and extra large. So I was like, well, I'm not exactly extra small, but I'll go with the extra large. And then I don't know, maybe we'll bring it in. And she ended up taking it to a tailor. They ended up bringing it in, and now it fits perfectly on me. So I'm super excited to wear it again this year. I think it's going to be a great time. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out the podcast Behind the Booth with me, DJ iSizzle. This is episode 8. I'm calling this one Party Secrets and Epic Wedding Memories. As always, if you love the stories, if you love the tips, the laughs, don't forget to subscribe and share this with a friend who's maybe planning a big day, planning a big party, maybe a glow light party at a elementary school, a middle school. Give them my contact. Let them know, djissizzle.com. You can go right there, click on the book now button, It'll take you right to the form. You can fill it out. There's like 5 questions in there. I keep it really simple because I don't like to fill out forms personally, but I know that makes it easier for people just to contact me because you just contact me and say, hey, this is the date I'm looking for. And, this is the location. Are you available? That's all you got to ask me. So I like to keep it pretty simple. Anyways, what else was I going to say? I think that's about it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do my catchphrase. Until next time, keep the music loud, the energy high, and the dance floor alive. And remember, my fan sizzles, please stay sizzling. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Behind the Booth podcast hosted by DJ iSizzle. Remember to keep the music loud, the energy high, and your memories unforgettable. See you next time.